Artie McYarty here with another one. Hey folks, today we're setting up a new zone for the backyard. I had a couple firmware updates. I don't know if you remember, at last I told you that it wasn't doing well in the backyard, as in this Lymow robot mower kept banging into that there black wrought iron fence you see on the side where I'm tracing the perimeter as we speak. Yeah, it went Austin Powers style on that fence. However, very happy to report that since those two firmware updates, I had another cut experience and day and night difference. It hasn't even touched the fence once, hasn't touched anything once, hasn't bumped into anything. Has gone around all the obstacles, the trees. It's been flawless. Grass is pretty tall, as you can see, because we've had over 2 weeks straight of rain. So this is the first cut that I had in the last 2 weeks. Let's check it out and see how it does. So, first thing first, you get your Lymow robot mower, and you're going to go in the app, and you're going to trace around the perimeter, the whole thing, from start to finish. Just trace it. Once you're done doing that, you're going to select channel to draw a channel from somewhere in the yard, maybe like, 2, 3, 4 feet away from the charge station, and you're going to trace that line over to the charge station manually. You're going to just walk it over. Once you're done with the channel, you're going to go charge station as it's sitting on the charge station itself, and it's going to GPS position where the robot mower is to where the charge station is. So you do those 3 things, and you're ready to go. You're ready to start mowing after that point. Again, this mower uses a combination of RTK, which is that GPS signal with the satellites, and it uses a combination of its own sonar and cameras called V-SLAM. So it kind of gives you the best of both worlds, right? So if the satellite is low signal, no problem. It saves and stores all the map and data internally into its own system. It uses 4G and it uses Wi-Fi, your choice. When you buy this bad boy, you can get 4G wireless for the first 2 years complimentary. And if your Wi-Fi is spotty, it can use both signals. And I highly recommend it, man. Like, it's been really good. Once in a while, it might just drop signal when you want to take it back to the charge station from a zone that's farther away. But again, no problem. You just kind of walk it over manually a little bit closer, and then it will pick up that signal, and then you can have it just go on its own to the charge station. Another cool little tidbit. Let's say the battery dies halfway through the mow experience in that zone, and it didn't finish mowing that zone. When it hits 15% battery, on its own, it's going to say, hey, shut the blades down, time to go to the charge station and recharge. And it's going to limp over to that charge station. And then when you're ready, or when it's ready to start mowing again, it saves that memory, that data, and then it continues mowing exactly where it left off. Pretty cool. Another thing, this has those little tank tracks, right? It's a mini tank. So it has really good traction. I would say it has excellent traction comparatively to the mowers that just have those big old plastic wheels. However, does it slip from time to time when it goes into those little dips, ruts, and undulations? Of course, it does have some moments. I have had some moments where I've seen it slip, and then it shuts the blades off, it stops. And then it starts over and it repositions itself. Every once in a blue moon, it won't be able to reposition itself, and it tells you internal error, slip detection, right? And then you will have to manually reset it, and then it will just start up right again. It will start up right where it left off. A little bit of an annoyance, a minor annoyance, but it's definitely something to take note of. I don't think it's prime time yet to set this thing up on a schedule where, let's say, you go to work and on its own it's mowing, because you might come back from a long day of work and to find it just stuck in the middle of the yard, and it only mowed 10 or 20% of the yard, and it got stuck somewhere just sitting there. Just so you are forewarned. For my personal use case, I'm just tired of getting heat stroke, overheating myself on those hot summer days, or any of those hot days. I mean, this is Florida, for crying out loud. And this is a great assistant, right? I can do my edging, I can do my normal stuff that I want to do, I can have more time with the kids, and on my weekends when I'm off, I can just have this thing mow certain zones when I'm too lazy to do it or it's too hot to do it on my own, right? But at least I'm home, so if something got stuck or an error happened, I'm home and I can fix that right away. I just don't recommend doing it when you're away from home. When you're away from home, have it on the dock, have it on the charge station, and you should be fine. And yes, it is IP67 rated, IP66 I believe rated, so it can take light rain showers. You can hose it off. I do not recommend hosing it off. What I do recommend for your cleaning and maintenance needs, just like any mower or any yard tool, when you're done using it, whether you mow wet or dry, get your blower and blow it all off. Blow all the debris off of it. That's all you need to do. You don't need to get a hose and start hosing it. I see a lot of people scrubbing with soap and water. It's so unnecessary, it's not even funny. I cannot stress enough how unnecessary it is to do that. So, what are the settings, you might be asking, that I have for this backyard here for my Lymow robot mower and my St. Augustine Floratam grass? Great question. So I got the height set to 3.55 inches. I got the blade speed set to 5,000 RPMs. I got the mowing speed set to... Sorry, not the mowing speed. The moving speed. It's set to 1 foot per second. Stripe angle, 0 degrees. Yep, got a whole array of degrees I could set. Path spacing between the lines, right? Between the cuts. 9.8 inches, and it's a total of 16 inches of cutting width, in case you were wondering. I have it set to where in order it mows the perimeter first. Only one time. Yes, you can set it how many times you want it to lap around the perimeter. I got a chessboard pattern setting. Otherwise, you could set a zigzag pattern. I have a 137 degrees setting right now on the other direction of that chessboard relative pattern. Obstacle detection mode and perimeter obstacle detection are set to smart. Otherwise, you can set them to bump. It has a little bumper car bumper if you so choose. And like I said, it goes 1 lap around for the perimeter and the no-go zones. And the perimeter direction, counterclockwise or clockwise, I got it set to random. And finally, I have it set to safe margin mode. Otherwise, you can have it set to precise edge mode. But I'm not a risk taker. No, no, no. But, oh my god, there are a plethora of settings in here that you can go through. It is redonkulous, and it is awesome. Let me know if you want to know a little bit more about the settings and how everything has been working out for me. Another thing, this is the only mower on the market that I know of that's a smart robot mower that has real, actual rotary blades, just like your standard push mower, which means you can sharpen them as many times as you want. You can sharpen the blades. It's got 2 of them, 2 8-inch blades, 16-inch total cutting width. You can remove them. You can replace them for about $20, which is pretty much in standard with your all the mowers out there, right? Replacing them for $20. That's redonkulous. And like I said, you don't have to replace them. You can just sharpen them with your cobalt sharpener that I highly recommend. You can see another video on that as well. But St. Augustine grass doesn't stand a chance against these blades. Ain't those little punani little razor blades that you see on all those other lawnmowers that are even more money than this. $2,000 for the whole kit. $2,000. I mean, you can't go wrong with this thing. And tank tracks versus wheels. Very rarely, if ever, get stuck on this thick St. Augustine grass. And like I said, real, actual rotary blades. Not that razor blade junk.
Oh no.
Alright, let's see how this does. We're done mowing. Now it's time to dock and charge.
Charging started.